She wasn't supposed to change pop music, but she did. A teenager recording in her brother's bedroom, a voice that sounded like a dream, with lyrics that cut like a knife. And in just a few years, she would dominate charts, sweep the Grammys, and lead the entire world asking, who is Billie Eilish? And how did she take over so fast? Billie Eilish Pirate Baird O'Connell was born in December 2001 in Los Angeles, California. Raised in a family of musicians and actors, she was homeschooled alongside her brother Phineas, giving them the space to explore music from an early age. This gave the siblings the freedom to learn at their own pace and dive deep into the subjects they loved. For Billie, that meant exploring dance, acting, and especially music. She joined the Los Angeles Children's Chorus at the age of 8, where she trained her voice and learned to sing in harmony. When she wasn't rehearsing, she was writing stories, songs, anything her imagination could conjure. Phineas was already experimenting with songwriting and producing, and the two would often collaborate for fun. Outside of music, she loved movies and TV shows with rich storytelling. At 11 years old, inspired by an episode of The Walking Dead, she wrote her first song for a school project. That little composition would be the spark that showed Billie just how much she loved creating music. For years, Billie poured her energy into dance. She was a member of competitive teams, rehearsing almost every day. But life wasn't without challenges. She faced injuries and battled feelings of insecurity and anxiety even as a child. Still, Billie found comfort in expressing herself, whether it was through choreography, her notebooks filled with lyrics, or singing in her bedroom with Phineas playing guitar. By the time she was 13, Billie had already written and recorded a handful of songs with her brother, purely for fun. One of those tracks, meant for a dance class project, would soon be uploaded to SoundCloud and set in motion a journey that would change everything. But before she was the icon known around the world, she was just Billie, a creative kid in Los Angeles, making music with her brother for the love of it. In 2015, when she and Phineas uploaded Ocean Eyes to SoundCloud, just for fun, and for Billie's dance teacher to choreograph to, they had no idea it would change their lives forever. Ocean Eyes spread like wildfire online, captivating listeners with its haunting melody and Billie's ethereal voice. Emails from record labels and managers started pouring in. In a matter of weeks, Billie went from an unknown teen with a dance project to an emerging voice in pop's underground. It was overwhelming, thrilling, and terrifying all at once. For a girl who had never imagined herself in the spotlight, the idea of entering the music industry felt like stepping into another world. The success of Ocean Eyes changed Billie's life almost overnight. She was suddenly balancing schoolwork with interviews, label meetings, and recording sessions. Dance rehearsals gave way to songwriting marathons with Phineas. Her once private music became public property, streamed millions of times, dissected by critics, adored by fans she'd never met. At just 14, Billie was learning to navigate a world where every word, outfit, and song choice could make headlines. By mid-2017, Billie had gained enough traction to turn these singles into a cohesive project. Don't Smile at Me wasn't planned as a traditional album rollout. It grew organically, track by track, each Friday adding another song to the project until it became a full EP. The title reflected Billie's personality at the time: direct, unapologetic, and a little bit rebellious against the pop star stereotype. Billie was just 15 years old, yet her lyrics dealt with heartbreak, self-doubt, and mental health in ways that resonated with millions. The EP charted in multiple countries, and tracks like Copycat and My Boy became fan favorites, solidifying her as more than just a viral success. The months after its release were a whirlwind. Billie went from performing in small venues to selling out shows across the world. She was meeting fans who knew every lyric, appearing on talk shows, and seeing her songs used in TV shows and films. But with the success came new pressures, media attention, expectations for a debut album, and the challenge of staying grounded in the middle of it all. Don't Smile at Me wasn't just an EP, it was the foundation for Billie's empire. It proved she could capture the internet's attention and keep it. The project opened the doors for collaborations, festival appearances, and eventually, the record-breaking success of her debut album. 2017 was the year Billie Eilish went from a promising teenager to a true industry disruptor, and she hadn't even turned 16. In 2019, Billie dropped When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go?, an album recorded entirely in her brother's bedroom studio. The single Bad Guy hit #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, unseating Lil Nas X's record-breaking run. Billie's mix of whispery vocals, dark humor, and genre-bending production made her a cultural phenomenon. At just 18, she became the youngest artist to sweep the Big Four Grammy categories: Album, Record, Song of the Year, and Best New Artist. Billie's influence went beyond music. Her baggy, androgynous style sparked conversations about body image and self-expression. She became a voice for mental health awareness, environmental activism, and artistic authenticity. From the James Bond theme, No Time to Die, which earned her an Oscar, to her stripped-back sophomore album, Happier Than Ever, Billie proved she wasn't a one-hit wonder, but a lasting force. In less than a decade, Billie Eilish went from a shy teenager sharing a song online to one of the most defining artists of her generation. And if her journey so far is any sign, she's only just getting started. From the beginning, Billie made headlines for her baggy, androgynous clothing, a deliberate choice to avoid being sexualized at a young age. But in 2020, when she appeared in a British Vogue photo shoot wearing lingerie, some fans called her a sellout, while others praised her for showing she could control her own image. Billie responded by saying her body is hers to present however she chooses, and that empowerment can take many forms. In 2021, she faced criticism over wearing hairstyles and using slang some claimed was cultural appropriation. The debate exploded on social media, with fans divided over whether she was crossing a line or simply influenced by the diverse culture around her. Billie addressed the accusations in interviews, saying she never intended harm and was always open to learning and listening. That same year, old videos resurfaced, showing Billie mouthing a racial slur from a song and speaking in what some called an offensive accent. The backlash was swift. Billie issued a public apology on Instagram, saying she was shocked and embarrassed by her younger self's behavior, and clarified that she had not used the slur intentionally but still took responsibility for the hurt caused. Her environmental activism has also been questioned. She urges fans to reduce waste and rethink consumer habits, but critics have pointed out the contradiction between her message and the carbon footprint of global touring. Billie has acknowledged the challenge and said she's working to make her tours as eco-friendly as possible, from eliminating plastic bottles to using sustainable merch. These controversies show how the internet age magnifies every decision a celebrity makes. At times, the criticism has been intense, but Billie has often faced it head-on, using it as a chance to explain herself, reflect, and grow. In the end, her story isn't just about the music or the headlines. It's about navigating the impossible expectations placed on young stars and still finding a way to stay true to herself. Since 2021, Billie Eilish has continued to grow as one of the most influential artists of her generation, blending deeply personal artistry with record-breaking success. Her creative partnership with her brother, Phineas O'Connell, has remained the heartbeat of her music, leading to the release of her third studio album, Hit Me Hard and Soft, on May 17, 2024, a project she described as the work she's never ever loved something more. While Billie has kept her romantic life private, her public focus has been firmly on music and self-expression. The album became a streaming phenomenon, hitting 72.7 million Spotify streams on release day, surpassing 500 million in its first week, and crossing 2 billion streams within 2 months, making it the number 2 most played album globally on Spotify in 2024. By year's end, she had amassed 12 billion annual streams across platforms, with Happier Than Ever surpassing 6.2 billion streams overall. As of mid-2025, Billie has racked up 84.4 billion on-demand audio streams, ranking number 12 globally with over 50.2 billion lead streams on Spotify alone, placing her among the top 10 most streamed artists ever. Fan favorites like Lovely, BCO of 3.4 billion streams, Birds of a Feather, 2.9 billion, and Bad Guy, 2.8 billion, dominate charts years after their release. Her Happier Than Ever The World Tour, 2022 to 2023, grossed $132 million from 79 reported dates, while her current Hit Me Hard and Soft. The tour has shattered venue records and continues into late 2025 with over 100 scheduled shows. Awards have flowed steadily. Billie now holds 9 Grammys from 25 nominations, 2 Oscars, No Time to Die in 2022, and What Was I Made For in 2024, and 19 Guinness World Records, alongside 183 total wins from 480 nominations across music, film, and video. From sold-out arenas to staggering streaming numbers, Billie's evolution since 2021 has been defined by her unshakable creative bond with Phineas, her ability to connect emotionally with millions, and her constant push to redefine modern pop on her own terms. In 2025, Billie Eilish shows no sign of slowing down, riding the unstoppable momentum of her Hit Me Hard and Soft world tour while planting seeds for what comes next. Billie's 2025 is shaping up to be a defining chapter, one where the boundaries between concert, cinema, and personal expression blur, and the only certainty is that she'll keep surprising the world at every turn.